The NCV program has faced many challenges throughout the years, one of them being the temporary elimination of one of our main lab courses. The experience that followed, however, demonstrated not only to us, but also to Mr. Miller, that although change can be scary, it can also lead to great things.
The Young Gunz class got started in the fall of 2015, and it really sort of started out of tragedy. I remember that fall, my principal, Mr. Carter, came to me, and he informed me that he was going to be taking away my lab class. Now, as a TV teacher, my lab class is like my favorite class of the day. It's the day where I actually can get stuff done. It's the really committed students who I don't have to supervise that much. They just they edit on their own, and it's honestly kind of a nice break for me to have a good lab class. Unfortunately, that year the lab class only had 2 or 3 students in it, so Mr. Carter came and broke the news to me that he was going to have to do away with the lab and give me another fundamentals class. Now, fundamentals class, it's a lot of work. You got to pretty much teach kids from the ground floor how to do all the video stuff. So I was down. I really was. I was very discouraged by that news. However, the very first day, whenever the students in that 7th period class, that new fundamentals class started rolling in, my spirits lifted because I realized quickly there's a quality group of young people who are coming into this class. I can remember watching Cole Morgan walk in, and Dylan Conaway walk in, and Jack Hall, and Landon Lemons, Seth Gage, and just stud after stud after stud of just great young people. And I remember thinking that it's going to be all right. These kids this is a great group of kids, and I was happy with how it turned out pretty much immediately. Even though I was disappointed at first, they really filled that class up with some great students. I remember whenever we would be editing in the Young Gunz, they would applaud after I would make a simple edit. They would applaud. A lot of other classes would just kind of yawn after I would make an edit, but those guys, they were so into it and so interested in the editing process that whenever they saw somebody make an edit, they were so excited. They applauded. That was really a breath of fresh air. It was a great class. They did really good work all year long. They never did win a belt. And I really wish they could have won a belt. They're always like 3rd place, but they were mainly freshmen, and so that's good for a bunch of freshmen to come in 3rd place against the older students. But the legacy of the Young Gunz is, I think, what is most important about it, because if you look at the lab class right now and the lab class over the last couple of years, it's been mainly guys that were in Young Gunz. If you look at the guys who worked so hard this year on the broadcast that people in Nettleton love, the sports broadcasts that we've live streamed on Facebook, who's been working on those? The guys that were in the Young Gunz. They made a huge impact on this program. They made a huge impact on Nettleton, those little freshmen who came walking in that first day in the Young Gunz. So it started off, the Young Gunz definitely started off kind of in tragedy. It was born out of tragedy, but the impact that they've made on this school, I don't think anybody will ever be able to measure. The Young Gunz really were probably the most influential class that I've ever had here in NTV.
As the new faces rolled in, the mood of the class quickly changed, and the Young Gunz, they were ready to get to work.
Young Gunz, it really helped me honestly become a better person. It was just, there were so many of my friends inside the class. We didn't have anything else to do. It was we were in study hall actually, and Miss Wan came in, and she wanted to know if we wanted to be a part of Mr. Miller's 7th period class. So, most of us 9th graders at the time, we just took the opportunity and we called ourselves, the Young Gunz. And it just seems like Mr. Miller teaches us stuff about every day, just about life, honestly. And, broadcasting has helped me, be more open and it all started with that ninth grade class, the Young Guns, because I wouldn't want anything to do with this class or broadcasting if it wasn't for that first initial step.
The Young Guns was a stepping stone for many students, whether it was broadcasting skills or even editing skills. It really helped.
So essentially, the Young Guns was birthed out of mayhem. We had a class destruction that turned into a blooming flower that was the Young Guns. I remember when I learned about the option of getting a 7th period lab. That was great, but kind of one of the, I would say the better moment was learning about just getting a 7th period class for Mr. Miller's that I could take during my freshman year. That was awesome because I had always seen all the other people's videos, and I had seen my brothers do the videos, and I thought that they were just really cool things to do. So I thought, why not? Let's do this. So I got in there, a bunch of people I knew, a bunch of friends. First semester was great. We lost some guys second semester, but still a pretty good semester. And for a young class, we did really, really good competition-wise. And the Young Guns kind of turned into what would be the lab. And the lab class, ever since I've been in it, is something that's kind of churned out videos at a rate that's not really comparable to any other neighboring school or program. I remember we counted it up and tallied it. The year after Young Guns, when the first lab class kind of happened, Dylan Conaway, he made, I think it was like upwards of 70, 80 videos just for the lab class, and that was insane. And out of that, it's kind of birthed into doing lots of live streams. That point forward, it went from kind of more making videos, and it developed into the live stream aspect, which is kind of what we focused on this year. Some of my best freshman memories were made in the Young Guns in 7th period. It was a great way to end my day, and yeah, that was great.
A wise man once said, "If there's no struggle, then there's no progress." Now, Frederick Douglass knew nothing of the Young Guns, but his words, they knew them all too well. The Young Guns, they were the future of MTV.